The little girl saw her father killed. She was Soo-ki. The moment the father collapsed, the little girl was right under the bed. She thought she was done. Unexpectedly was brought away by the opponent. At that moment of despair, a man burst in. His name is Jong Sang. The boss of a gangster. Jong Sang nurtured Soo-ki. Avenged the little girl. Also trained her into a killing machine. In training, Soo-ki was submerged in the water. Jong Sang worried. Didn't think had jumped down. He was extremely nervous, but not waiting for him to be frustrated. This was Soo-ki's childish temperament. She knew he was shaking. Just no one expected. After completing a mission, Soo-ki told Jong Sang.
아버지 죽인 놈들 나를 땀다. 아저씨만 내 옆에 있어준다면 복수 같은 거는 그만두고 평범하게 살 수 있을 것 같은데.
Fortunately, the revenge didn't affect the feelings of two people. They get married. During the wedding, Soo-ki was very happy. On his honeymoon, Jong Sang received a phone call. The opponent said they found an enemy that killed Soo-ki's father. Hide his wife, Jong Sang went himself. Wanted to use this as a present for Soo-ki. But something went wrong, he died in the rain. Soo-ki heartily stood in awe looking at Jong Sang's body. She carried her husband's gun.
이렇게 들어가면 개죽음이다.
그 사람 없으면 나도 살 수가 없습니다.
This was a fight scene with the best angle. Soo-ki alone. Solved gangster gangs. She sees the enemy as a hook, clutching the rope. Stabbed straight into the glass. Unfortunately, she was caught when she touched the ground. Fortunately, she has a good body. Soo-ki was kept alive. She was respected by the National Security Bureau. Took it back to the agent training base. The training base had many beautiful girls. Through excellent skills. Like bail, cooking, drama performance. Here, Soo-ki changed her face. The police hoped she could become her secret weapon. But Soo-ki just wanted to escape. Until being taken back by the National Security Bureau. Kill me, please. The minister told Soo-ki that she was pregnant. It was Jong Sang's son.
이 아이도 당신처럼 죽고 싶을까? 살아, 당신 아이를 위해서라도.
To give birth, Soo-ki must cooperate. Minister agreed, only need Soo-ki to complete the training. And worked for the organization for 10 years. She could live a normal life with her children. Hugging her X-ray picture, Soo-ki nodded. From that day on, Soo-ki started taking agent training classes. Cooking, makeup, drama performance. So when she went out she could adapt to everything. In the process, the child was also born. After giving birth, Soo-ki was scheduled to work harder. In it there was a woman who was annoyed with her.
야 연변, 너도 칼 좀 쓴다며.
She thought Soo-ki was new. Sister, treat her. But she was wrong. She was knocked out 2 or 3 times. After becoming a mother, Soo-ki's fighting power was also stronger. This was a gun check. Soo-ki wasn't worried at all. She trained since childhood. The blink of an eye 3 years of training had passed. Soo-ki took on the next quest. In order to go out with her daughter, she risked her life. After completing the mission, Soo-ki got the remuneration she deserves. Took her daughter out of jail. She received a new identity. Single mother, husband died. The minister told Soo-ki to remember her identity carefully. Then sneaked to an agent next to her. His name was Yun-soo. To watch out Soo-ki. He was tall, handsome, gentle and thoughtful. Making the hurt Soo-ki tremble. Yun-soo could take her daughter for a walk, could cook. Always with Soo-ki when she needed it. Covered her umbrella. The days like that. It was also the things that Soo-ki had been wanting for many years. It was just that Soo-ki was unaware at that time. This was the last peaceful time in her life. About the troop. Soo-ki met a close friend at the agent training place. 2 people were assigned to the same team, performing the same task. The mission this time was to find the weaknesses of the gangsters. But after Yun-soo appeared, Soo-ki couldn't be as natural as before. This made the gangster suspicious. Soo-ki borrowed an excuse to go to the toilet. After copying was complete, opened the door. Arrested on the spot. People started to fight. Soo-ki solved a name. But the loophole was revealed. Good friend gave her a hit. Then just like that she died in Soo-ki's heart. Soo-ki was lashed and went home in a very dire state. She cried in the bathroom. Yun-soo patted her head. Then hugged her tightly. Perhaps a hug couldn't replace the cruel reality, but enough to comfort Soo-ki. Yun-soo showed Soo-ki the good side of this world. Also gave her the motivation to live well. Next morning, Soo-ki cried and said to Yun-soo. She was an assassin.
지금 현수 씨가 아는 제 모습은 제가 아니에요.
연수 씨가 어떤 사람이라도 어떤 일이 있어도 절대로 연수 씨 따르지 않을게요.
But the words that reached the lips couldn't speak. She was afraid of losing Yun-soo. Yun-soo too. In fact, he had long been in love with poor Soo-ki.
저 연수 씨가 생각하는 그런 사람 아닙니다.
The two of them were terribly silent. Got married on a very normal day. But on the wedding day, Soo-ki received a quest again. Sniper a caliber figure in a gangster gang. She opened the sink in the toilet and found a gun. Assembly. When preparing to shoot the gun, Soo-ki found out. The main opponent, Jong Sang, died many years ago. She panicked so she shot off. Shoot into Jong Sang's glasses. Identity exposed. Her ex-husband traced and found Soo-ki. Seeing that face, Soo-ki sobbed. She still had feelings for Jong Sang. Jong Sang in this industry is not a day or two. He recorded Yun-soo's conversation with the organization. Copy it to the hard drive and sent it to Soo-ki. Upon receiving it, Soo-ki cried miserably. Happiness could inherently be touched. It turned out to be just a subtle lie. For revenge, Soo-ki brought up the story of the organization wanting to kill Jong Sang. Revealed out. That led it to the gang waiting at the elevator door being arrested. Soo-ki, I love you, she felt ridiculous. To get out of organizational control. Soo-ki and Jong Sang worked together again. Prepare to stealthily go home and pick up daughter. Then with Jong Sang Hai run away. Unexpectedly, when she ran back to the front of the house, seeing Yun-soo holding his daughter down. Soo-ki thought everything was punishment for her organization. So she was single. Break in front of the minister, but the minister just turned on the camera, not panicking. The camera spoke the truth. Killers Yun-soo and Eun-hai. Was Jong Sang. Yun-soo carries Eun-hai home. It turned out that Jong Sang was already in ambush in there. Yun-soo fought back, even begging. Eun-hai's your daughter, he told Jong Sang. She was his child and Soo-ki. But Jong Sang didn't have any feelings. Even asked. Yun-soo manually killed her. Looking at the knife, Yun-soo cried. There was no other way, he just had to carry her. Jumped from the house before it exploded. Knowing everything, Soo-ki cried painfully. Jong Sang was too cruel. Soo-ki suffered from losing everything. Bring the weapon to die with Jong Sang. 2 or 3 strokes was to kill the gazebo. She found Jong Sang upstairs.
아저씨, 단 한순간이라도 날 사랑한 적 있어?
너를 사랑했다.
But faced the person who nurtured her from childhood. Soo-ki couldn't get down. She still loved Jong Sang, but he told her. In fact, he killed her father. It was his hand that smashed Soo-ki's dad's head. Then even planned to take her away, and trained her to be an assassin. Up until now, Soo-ki was just his tool. Only later did he find out. He really loved Soo-ki. Should decisively pretend to be dead. He hoped Soo-ki could kill all the enemies out of revenge. He thought that Soo-ki would die in revenge, but he was wrong. Soo-ki and Jong Sang fight fiercely. In the end, Soo-ki won. Death eventually scared him. But looking at Jong Sang, Soo-ki didn't hesitate. She picked up the axe. Originally she could have a good life. A life that didn't kill others, but Jong Sang took everything away step by step. How can she not hate him?